everyone, and welcome to the Bravo Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, comedian and Bravo television superfan, here to bring you all the latest Bravo news, commentary, and comedy. Sorry to make you guys wait. I had a meeting that ran long, so we're here, but a little before 5:30. If you're joining, make sure you smash that like. Tonight we're going to be talking all about Scandoval. Tom Sandoval has spoken. He was on Howie Mandel's podcast called Howie Mandel Does Stuff, and it came out today, but they recorded it the day after Tom Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live with his cringe-tastic interview that he did. And let me just say, this Tom Sandoval, Howie Mandel collab is something I never knew I wanted, and I don't think I still want it. And we'll get into it. We'll talk about it. We're going to break it down. We're going to do what we do. I am very opinionated. You guys know me. Feel free to have your opinions, but I'm going to have mine. All right. And so if you're looking for someone to be subjective, it's not me. Or objective. I'll be subjective. Okay, yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, but we're going to get into all of it. Again, feel free. I love to hear from you guys in the chat. Smash the like, hit the subscribe. We're so close to 30,000 subscribers. We are like 900, maybe less than 900. I don't know. I'm not good at math, you guys. I'm not here for the mathing. But I appreciate all of you. If you want to support the channel further, you can join one of my memberships. Nana and I will be having our Night Pants with Nana weekly hilarious mother-daughter talk show on Fridays. After this Friday, starting on April 21st, it'll be only for our YouTube Besties members and our Patreon peeps. You can also do what DM Rocks just did and send a super chat while we're live. And that supports the channel. And I'll read the comment. Let me just close my little blinds here, you guys. I'm blinded by the light, like Tom Sandy Butt and his karaoke singing. DM Rocks, thank you for the super chat, saying Ariana just got announced she's going to be on this season of Dancing with the Stars. Yes, I saw that. So happy. Lots of good things are happening for Ariana, and lots of spillage of trash excuses is happening for Tom Sandoval. All right. Shout out to Nana, who's in the chat, and she's like 30,000 subscribers. Here we come. Hello, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hello, my fellow Midwesterner. All right. We have to get into this mess. So Tom Sandoval goes on Howie Mandel's podcast because apparently Jason, all right, who is Tom Sandoval's drummer and then maybe his tour manager for his karaoke singing that he goes on the road. And do you guys know he spends $150 or he charges $150 and sometimes more for tickets to listen to him sing karaoke? You can do that and hear that for free in bars. You can just go to like a bar where they have karaoke, and I don't think you have to pay. Unless you go to one of those karaoke rooms, which I highly suggest. Those are super fun. But I think even those are cheaper than $150. And probably you might allegedly find more talent. All right, so we're going to kind of roast this interview of Tom Sandy Butts and with Howie Mandel and have a good time. Find some comedy in it. Okay, so the Jason guy, he's married to someone who works for Howie Mandel. He'll get into it as Howie Mandel explains it, and we, listen to it. Now, fun, not so fun fact, Howie has never watched Vanderpumprules. So what a better dude to do this interview that we've all been waiting for than someone who's never watched the show. His daughter is with him. She has watched the show. She is a fan of the show. However, he does not let her lead the interview. He must lead it. Yay, men. You know what I'm saying. You kind of know what I'm saying, right? I mean, God love Howie Mandel. God love the comedian. He's just another comedian covering Scandoval. But Howie, just let this one go. I know, Howie, you're trying to do your friend a solid. Your friend who works for you, who's married to Jason. Apparently Jason and the wife, real good friends. Their names like the Masturbators and the Baiters. He's like, I love the Baiters. The Baiters are my favorite. The Masturbators, love them, love them, love them. They're like family. So of course, you know the story. You know the drill, the Hollywood drill. They came to him. They said, hey, Sandy Butt needs some crisis management, PR. You're a nice guy, Howie. You got a nice bald head with a close shave. You got a daughter who watches reality TV. even though she's not in reality because she's a Nepo baby. How much in reality can she be? Seems like a nice gal, but you know what I'm saying? Why don't you guys interview him? Kind of throw him a couple softballs, tell him he's not a bad guy, convince the world he's not a bad guy, talk about mental health. That's your shtick, Howie, and Howie's like, I do like mental health. I do like to be an advocate for that. All right, I'll talk about the mental health. So that's what Howie did. He's like, let's talk about mental health. I'm like, this had nothing to do with mental health. This is dick health. Tom Sandy Butt's dick is the only thing he was thinking with health-wise. Okay, so this isn't there's no mental health. Last I checked, midlife crisis is not a mental health crisis. I'm currently in the middle of a serious midlife crisis. I turned 43 and I'm like, what is this? What happened? I thought I was cool. I'm wearing a cardigan with a skull on it and a necklace made by my 8-year-old niece. Okay? I'm all through the crisis. I'm watching Gavin Rossdale live concerts from the 90s. I'm watching Band of Horses concerts live from the early aughts because I'm like, what is life? But you know what I'm not doing? Having sex with a mutual friend to my husband and I. That's what I'm not doing. And then lying about it and carrying it on for 7 months to embarrass my husband. I'm just listening to really moody music from my youth and thinking about shit and going back to Doc Martens. There's a way to deal with a midlife crisis in a respectable way. And if you want to dip your wick in another candle, sir, tell the candle first. Tell the candle you're currently with and be like, you know what? I'm taking my wick elsewhere. That's all you had to do. But we'll get into it. Thank you, Realification. $150 for a ticket. Yeah, they were like, it was expensive. I just paid $137 to see Guns N' Roses in September, and they have talent. Well, I mean, more than Sandy Butt, for sure. 100%. November Rain, I'm sure he covers it. I'm sure he screams it into the microphone. November Rain, November. I don't remember. All I can think of is Def Leppard right now. What the hell does Guns N' Roses? They sing November Rain, but I don't remember how it goes. Okay. Let's get into it. I mean, we're all in crisis. If you are currently over the age of probably 40, you're probably in a midlife crisis. And then if you're over the age of 40 or over the age of, let's say 36. Now, 36, I was still fine. 38, okay, till about 57, midlife crisis. Anything after that, you're like, fuck it. Death's around the corner. Can't wait. I'm just going to ride out this retirement as long as I can and hopefully screw them over for all the money I earned, trying to get the most out of your pension. All right. Right. Like, thank you, Bernadette. 51, you're still in that midlife crisis, but you're not out there just banging a mutual friend and humiliating your spouse who you are supposed to respect. Yes. Oh, sweet child of mine. Okay. I remember. Okay. There is just a way you can go through a midlife crisis. Just look up old Bush videos. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe. I walk through my machine. I'm just walking through a machine head 24/7 and watching Romeo and Juliet, Baz Luhrmann's version from 1997, and remembering when I could do a cartwheel. That's how I'm dealing with it. And maybe eating too much ice cream. But there you go. There you go. All right. We got to get into this. We have to get into this. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Let me pull up the interview. We'll be here for about an hour, guys. And then I have to head over to another show I'm doing over on another channel I have, Sip and Key, with my friend Busy Blue, where I don't know if we'll talk about this. I'm going to try to make him talk about this, but he don't care about this. He's like, I don't know what she's talking about. All right. So we're going to make me big and we're going to make them little. And you guys just let me know if you can't hear. Actually, put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this. Let's get started. We got some roasting and commentary to do.
Our sound guys, everyone in back is like, oh, no, I guess so.
I got to tell you,
maybe.
I was saying this is the first time. You good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he in a good place? Tom Sandoval!
No one's...
We're doing commentary and comedy. Here's Tom Sandoval. He's there with his porn stash. And he's at Howie Mandel's podcast studio.
No one's answering.
Nobody's even answering me.
And I dressed for the occasion. Okay. My bra doesn't have a wire, but neither does his.
So I got to say, she's incredibly nervous.
I'm so anxious right
and
now.
she's starstruck also.
Wow.
But here's the
She's not.
thing. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I really, really like you. And I like you because of the experiences that I've had with you. The first time
I love when people do this. Lindsay Lohan did this, I think. And shout out to Lindsay Lohan. She's had her own struggles. I'm not trying to hate on her. But when the Harvey Weinstein stuff came out, she was like, he's been lovely to me. Well, la-di-da. La-di-da, Howie Mandel and Lindsay Lohan. I'm so glad he didn't, cheat on you. And I'm so glad Harvey Weinstein didn't, do awful things to you. But he did it to somebody. So how he treated you, Howie, as a man. Also, the position of power that Howie Mandel is coming from. You're Howie Mandel. He's Tom Sandybutt. He would never disrespect you. He's dumb, but he's not that dumb, and you're a man. He doesn't, he's going to have more respect for you. Obviously, what we've seen from this show, Tom Sandybutt likes to fight with women. He likes to get into it. He likes to get in that cat fighting. So the Howie, that's supposed to prove something. Well, he's always been good to me. No shit. You're a rich person, a famous rich person. He wants to be a famous rich person. He's going to be kind to you.
and we met, I just want to say, Kimmy Bader.
Yes.
So Kimmy Masturbator is their mutual friend.
Is works with me and has worked with me for years and years.
She works with him years and years. She's married to Jason, the drummer, manager, the guy that when Tom was doing the TMZ interview, he came out and he was like, what's going on, Tom? You could always see him in the background in his flippy flops. Just like, hey, we got to go, Tom. Come on, Tom. Tom, are you going to figure out how to put that suitcase in the truck? Serious. Come on, bro. You got to be better at spatial relations.
And years, and I've known her. She's like a family friend. She's a head of development for my company, my production company.
And my brother
So she's the head of his production company. I get it, Howie. You're trying to help out your friend. Her husband's in business with this dude. They're losing money, allegedly. I don't think they are. And so you're like, hey, Kimmy, I'll do you a favor. Sure, bring him on. Was he a little guy? Was he 40? Oh, he's having a midlife crisis. NBD. I've had one of those before. He's got to shave his head. Thank you, Gigi. Gigi says, Howie Mandel. If Sandybutt had cojones, he would have interviewed with Quinones. Oh my God, I like that. If Sandybutt had cojones, he would have interviewed with Quinones. John Quinones. Seriously, make it happen. Someone contact John Quinones because Tom Sandybutt has already failed the what would you do challenge. What would you do if you're having a midlife crisis and being a selfish prick? Don't put your prick in your girlfriend's friend's vagine. So he's already failed that. So maybe we can get a deep dive, a good interview with Quinones, with Sandybutt's lack of cojones. Thank you for the super chat.
used to have slumber parties with her when they were like 2 years old.
She's here with her husband. She's here with her husband.
But not
Jason.
that kind of slumber party.
But Jason, when her and her husband got married, I think the first time I met you was at their wedding.
Yes.
And it was very nice. And not only did I meet you, and then you got up on stage and you sang and you performed.
You performed at someone else's wedding. That's like 25% of the reason I quit drinking alcohol the day after my friend Nicole's wedding, because I was trying to take the microphone from her DJ and offer him things to play Beyonce. And I thought, well, I'll perform comedy here. And it's like, no, this is your friend's wedding, not your comedy show, Joleen. So might want to look into that, Tom.
Yeah, it was Toto.
It was Toto. I felt some rain down in Africa. Oh, God.
Africa, I believe.
You remember the song you sang? You sing
Yeah.
because you're on tour all the time. And you remember what song you played at the Bader wedding.
It was a big.
He remembers what song you played at the Masturbator wedding because that was probably a really big deal to him. He got to perform in front of Howie Mandel.
That was a big day. It was a big day.
It
Yeah,
was
I
a big
remember.
day.
And plus, it was just one song. If you ask me to remember, like,
His friends were like, only one, Tom. Only one song. Tom. Okay, well, he's on a hit television show. All right, well, he's my friend. Kimmy's back there like, this is my day, Jason. We can't let your friend who thinks he's going to be a rock star singing karaoke, we can't let him take over our day. And then Jason's like, but he's my buddy. We like to go on the road. Come on, do me a solid, babe. Fine. But after this, you guys better start making some money with these songs. He's going to take over my wedding. And that's what happened at the Masturbator wedding.
15 songs. I'd be like, I don't remember.
So that's where I met you. And
Mhm.
and I'm going to be totally upfront with you. I haven't watched Vanderpumprules. I think I saw it.
Right when I heard this, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. He's never seen the show. Awesome. Perfect. What a way to start.
Way at the beginning, but and then I did Lisa's podcast. This kid sitting beside me, my daughter, is a huge fan, watches everything.
I wanted to go to her house and see the swans. So
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to do
We're gonna
her
fast
But no,
forward.
everything about you.
Cosmetic line.
Yeah. Are you doing that?
Yeah, it's going.
So Tom had previously talked to Howie Mandel about a men's cosmetic line, or what we like to call a cosmetic line. And Howie obviously was like, no, thank you, sir. I don't want to be a part of it. He asked Tom, did you ever do anything with it? He's like, yeah, it's going great. It's going great, bro. It's actually in CVS, at Rite Aid, in the clearance section. Sometimes the kids knock it off the rack, break it open, and use it to slide in. It's for men, because men are people too. We should be able to wear makeup too. Not a lot of people think about the cis white men. I'm a cis male. Cis. Okay? Serious.
It's going great. We're in Target nationwide at CVS nationwide.
Target, how dare you? Target, you are like church to me. Rethink.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congrats.
Yeah. What is this? A promotional thing? I don't care about his men's makeup. It is in I've been to Target every day of my life. I'm in Target right now. This is a green screen. This isn't real. I'm literally in Target in the maternity section because for some reason I always find myself loving the maternity clothes, even though I'm not pregnant. But they look so roomy. All right. And Tom Sandy Butt says he's got a product there. Okay. I've never seen
Congratulations.
it.
Thank you.
Okay. So that is for those that don't know.
Who cares? Fast forward.
Masculinity can be when they hear the word makeup.
Why do you
but
have to have men's makeup? Why can't
We
you?
know how fragile. Did he just say how fragile men's masculinity can be? We're gonna get into that, Tommy.
But
Well, not
everything, eye
even.
rollers. I mean, we don't like to call it makeup just because, we know how delicate men's masculinity can
Oh, we know, Tom. We know.
be when they hear the word makeup.
Why do you
but-
have to have men's makeup? Why can't you just have like makeup that people use?
Well, this one is
She's so woke.
No, you're right. You're
She
right.
is so woke. This
You're
is
right.
All
Most, men's cosmetics are, start off as like a, developed for women, and then they like kind of like branch over to men. But this one was developed from the ground up for men. It's like the makeup is actually designed for more like oilier skin, like more of like to match the
Is
pH.
that scientific? That just like got like designing like the makeup for like men like for their like they have like oilier skin like like the pores are bigger and stronger and smarter, and they work longer days, and that's why they make more money. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay, cool.
pH of like a men's skin more so than women.
So like strong enough for a woman but pH balanced for a man, or strong enough for a man but pH balanced for a woman. Okay.
yeah, because
You just stole the whole product line and tagline from Secret Deodorant.
pH is bigger than your pH.
Oh,
Just
it's like
how
like
I had
the drummer.
and the band manager of Tom Sandoval,
Okay,
the most
let's
expert.
go back.
And then I also am aware, because Jason, who you work with and you're friends with, is also the drummer.
And the band manager of Tom Sandoval, the most extras. Yeah.
Yes. And
Awesome guy.
this is you've already done a local gig when this airs.
Is that Jonah Hill? Hold on.
Also the drummer.
And the band manager of
It's
Tom Sandoval,
Jonah
the most
Hill.
extras. Yeah.
This
Yes.
is a Jonah Hill Leonardo DiCaprio relationship. Do you realize that? This is just entering my brain. He wants to date babies, and Jonah Hill wants to be high and be around someone who wants to date babies.
And
Awesome guy.
That's
this
Jonah Hill. So his manager, Jason Jonah Hill. Okay, cool. All right, awesome.
is you've already done a local gig when this airs, which
Yeah.
I would imagine I was at and enjoyed. But for
moving
those
as
that
well.
want to see and listen to the music,
We don't. We're fast forwarding.
Gramercy Theater in New York's
Nope.
all your dates.
Not gonna go.
Got into this because we just wanted to
Not
have
going.
fun. Blossoms.
Still not gonna
To
go.
be totally honest, I don't follow it. What's been going on?
Well, I just bought this cardigan the other day.
So let's talk about that. The cardigan. what is it?
That is freaking awkward and tragic.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
He just bought this cardigan. Tom, here's a little, just insider. When you're on a podcast of a comedian, don't try to be funny. Just don't do it. He's always going to be funnier than you. And also, this is not the time. You are a part of a national scandal, sir, and you're handling it horribly.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. Don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
Don't understand, bitch.
What is the difference between a cardigan and a sweater?
I think a cardigan is a type of sweater.
Dude, he's like, that's not a for real question. You move on. Well, I think okay, hindsight's 2020, and a cardigan is a type of sweater. It's got a button, so you can button it, but like a regular sweater, you usually have to like put it over your head, but a cardigan, you can go arms only. So it's like freedom for your skull. Think about it. I didn't.
It's a cardigan's a type of sweater that buttons in the front like this.
Okay, so that is a cardigan as opposed to a pullover, which is a sweater.
Yeah.
Oh my
And I
God.
Who doesn't watch anything. I was able to kind of explain it because I heard on another podcast in friends terms. Have you heard that analogy? Like what's going on right now in your life, but they put it in friends terminology with the show Friends.
No, I've never.
Well, you haven't heard that? I haven't heard.
No, and you guys look at. I think that's a squirt. I think it's a squirt, and we know how we feel about squirts. Serial killers and serial cheaters only drink squirt. Serial killers and serial cheaters only drink squirt. Allegedly.
Heard that either.
And mom totally understands now. It's as if, okay. It's as if Chandler.
Let him say what's going
Well,
on.
but it's not going to work for
Oh,
you. So
okay.
you're going to have to explain it to my dad. It's not
Okay.
because you don't understand Friends, but just
Okay.
so that you know what was being said. It's as if Chandler cheated on Monica with Rachel, and then Joey may have known, but didn't say anything.
That is actually a good analogy that I think I've heard before, but I forgot until now. So it's as if Chandler cheated on Monica with Rachel and Joey knew and he didn't tell. That is what's happening in the Vanderpump world, to explain to all of your friends who are like, why is this such a big deal? It's a big deal. Okay? You guys, it's a big deal. It affects our lives. It's a big deal.
Oh,
That's what
okay,
I heard.
Friends terms. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I get it now.
So then my mom understood. He still doesn't get it. So I
Well,
think
here's what
you
I don't
should
get.
explain.
Here's what I don't get. I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't understand the hoopla. In reading what I've read.
Well, of course, Howie Mandel, because you don't watch the damn show. You don't know about the show. You don't care about the show. You're so far removed from any reality that has to do with a normal person because you've had money for too long. This is what happens when these celebrities are so rich, they got so much money, and they're not in the Bravo world or something that they're talking about. If they're not interested in the thing they're talking about, then of course they're not going to get it. Of course, a rich man like you, who's living up in his castle, his comedy castle, and has to move, wads of cash out of his way, away from his ass, so he can get, comfortable and move around. Of course, he's not going to understand why this is a big deal. But for those of us who watch the show and invested 9 to 10 years watching the show and other Bravo television shows, watching a show where Tom Sandoval is selling us a bill of goods about this relationship he has, and we've become invested in it, and then decides to flip the script and not only cheat, but cheat with a friend and carry on an affair where he humiliates one of the cast members who a lot of us like and look to as like the voice of reason on this crazy cuckoo show where everybody is bananas. So yeah, Howie, you're not going to get it. I don't expect you to get it. I never once thought, you know what? I wonder what Howie Mandel thinks about the Vanderpump Rules Scandoval of it all. I wonder how old is Howie Mandel? And this isn't age shaming. This is age shaming. No, it's not. But I mean, it's like asking my dad. If I would ask my dad, Paul Lunzer, hey, Paul, how do you feel about this? He would go, who are these people? My dad met Tom and Tom a year ago in June at a comedy show I was doing for Up and Adam and Zach Peter. I was just opening up their live podcast. It was so fun. And my dad was like, why are all these men so pretty? My Minnesota dad was confused AF. He had on his best Tommy Bahama shirt. He was trying his best to understand this world, but it wasn't meant for him. It wasn't meant for my 68-year-old dad. He was like, why do we care what they say? Why do we even care? Okay, so Howie Mandel is my dad's age. He's also from Canada, which makes him basically Minnesotan. So he's 67 years old, and he's from Canada, Minnesota. And so, of course, he's not going to get it. We know you're not going to get it. You're not supposed to get it. It's not for you to get. I'm not going to go kiki with my dad, be like, hey, Paul, how's the walleye? Because that's what my dad likes. He likes fishing. How's the walleye doing? And also, what do you think about this Scandoval stuff? My dad's going to be like, that's not a word. And I don't listen to pretty men who don't wear cargo shorts because my dad only wears cargo things. And he loves, if you don't have enough pockets, men over a certain age aren't even going to talk to you. Dads are like, huh? No, I don't trust that dude. He only has 4 pockets. I don't trust a man with 4 pockets. And skinny jeans, don't even get my dad started. Okay? He didn't even jump into a flare. So, nope. Shout out to Andrew Gabor. Hey, Andrew Gabor. 67. Yeah, 67. 67. Yeah, he's fulfilling his promise for the drummer, perfect way, but these softball, silly questions. It's so
Red?
silly.
I don't understand the
I don't get
hoopla.
it. Howie, do you cheat on your wife? Do you cheat on your significant other? No, you're still married, right? I think that's like your first wife too. You're not supposed to get it. So right away he starts making excuses for Sandy Button. I'm like, oh no.
I say like almost, so what?
It was.
Is that a
You're
bad thing
gonna
to say?
you're gonna get in so much trouble for saying that.
Well,
Zach.
here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. And then I want to hear from
Yeah,
you.
sure.
And
His
I-
daughter's right. Because like everybody is like, they're like America most hated they ever. Tom Sandy Butt, Rachel Raquel, and then someone put number 3, a meme, Howie Mandel.
want you to
course.
take the opportunity, and I wanted you to be here because my interactions with you, I like you. And my interactions with the baiters, your friends, they're like
He
family
loves
to
the
me.
masturbators.
So here is
Family.
my take on what I've heard.
All right, hurry up.
Okay, my take on what I've heard
Mhm.
is you're on a reality show.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people are on the reality show.
Uh-huh.
I don't. You're not married, right?
No.
This came up a lot. Here's the thing. You don't have to be married to be in a relationship that is important and is worth being faithful to and that people will react to when you are not. You don't have to be married to be in a fulfilling monogamous relationship. Tom and Ariana were on the same page, allegedly, for a long time. I mean, for as long as I can remember, because Ariana was pretty upfront that she didn't ever want to get married, even though Tom Sandy Butt was always pushing it, thinking that he could mansplain his way into marriage, but he couldn't. So they knew that they weren't going to be married, but Tom was always going to kind of try. But Tom even says in this interview, but we thought we'd be together forever. So what is this marriage? I'm married. Yeah. Okay. But some people know each other for a month and then they get married and then they're divorced. These two have been together for 10 years with each other. That's a huge commitment. That's common law at this point. So the only thing missing is that piece of paper. Now you could argue and say the piece of paper is the house because they are more stuck than most married couples with this weird house thing that they got going on. But I don't like that how he dumbs it down to, I mean, he calls him single at one point in this interview. He's like, well, I mean, they're not married, but they've been together for a decade, sir. That's like double, almost triple the times of most Hollywood marriages. That's like honestly triple as long as most Hollywood marriages. So the fact that he's just like poo-pooing, like they're not even married. They're not even married.
No. So you're
They're married
not
in the mind.
And in fact, I got schooled the other night because your buddy, your partner, your business partner, your friend, who also shares a name with you.
Tom,
Yeah.
Schwartz.
Right. Well, he doesn't. The Schwartz is not shared.
No,
Just
Sandoval,
Tom.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Jews don't share.
So Tom Sandoval is just like, yeah, no, not the Schwartz, just the Sandoval. I mean the Tom. I mean this is a cardigan and it buttons in the front. I got a men's makeup one. Then Howie makes a joke if Schwartz is Jewish and then Schwartz is not Jewish. And
Schwartz was not Jewish. Oh, and
then
shit.
they
What he
talk about
said,
that.
and
So now they're talking about what Schwartz said on Watch What Happens Live.
you know, I think I can't be mad at what he said. I mean, there were a lot of accuracies of things that he said. You know, this whole situation has been just. I mean, obviously, I've never experienced anything like it in my life.
Okay.
It's just crazy how big this story has gotten for who I am. Like, I'm not like royal family. You know, I'm on a reality show. I mean, like, Snooki has an affair with like, you know, whoever. It's like, is that going to be like national news?
Yes, believe me, if Snooki married Ronnie, which would have been a hot mess, and cheated on Ronnie. No, let's see. If Snooki married Pauly D and cheated on Pauly D with Vinny, yeah, that would be news. That'd be news because Pauly D and Vinny are best friends. They're best wiener buddies. All right. And if that happened, that would be big news. I mean, Ron and Sam, their relationship was, I'm surprised that shit wasn't on CNN. That was like a mess.
It was like,
That's my question.
you know, it's finally, I mean, it's been what, like almost 6 weeks now since this all went down. I'm finally like getting time to start to reflect on the situation
Because you've been too busy running around with Rachel Raquel, playing in your karaoke band, getting drunk, putting on white eyeliner, painting your nails white, hanging out with Rachel Raquel again, sneaking her into the home you still share with Ariana while Ariana's filming her Lifetime movie. So you've been very busy.
because I never thought I would get myself in a situation like this. Never dreamed it ever. I mean, I work too hard for my image, for my businesses, like for my integrity. And
My husband's taking my Starbucks order because that's what good husbands do. No, I just will have my usual, but a grande and not an extra shot. Yeah, thank you. That's what you do. Marriages or
And
long-term relationships.
you know, but it just happened. And I mean, I guess we can get back to like, how everything.
This is like word salad. This is like Schwartz word. I would like, it's just like, I would, it's just, he's right, but he's also not right. This is a cardigan. Did I mention this is a cardigan? I wear men's makeup. Men can wear concealer too. What are you saying? Say something.
Things sort of blown up.
And I have this sped up to 1.3.
Whatnot, but I can just tell you that, it's no, Ariana and I have, I love Ariana. I still love Ariana and I care about her very much so.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because you don't love her. You don't care about her because you are about to disrespect her, talk about her mental health, and blame her for basically this whole situation while being like, well, I don't want to say anything bad, but I'm about to say something bad. You also don't love Ariana if you cheated on her with Rachel Raquel since before Sheena's wedding, according to you, and you carried on this affair and basically humiliated her to the public, for the viewing public to see. So no, you don't love Ariana. Everything you're about to do and have done shows that you don't love her, because someone you love, this is very toxic of this dude to say that, because someone you love, you wouldn't treat like that. You wouldn't go on Howie Mandel's podcast to get back. What is he worried about? He's not going to sell tickets to the karaoke show. I saw there are still middle-aged women who are like, Tom Sandoval's here. This is way better than living in Utah. Like they're still going to go. People are going to watch your show. You're still going to make money. They're going to ask you back. So you're doing this for a very selfish reason. This dude should not be speaking on this right now. Do you see Ariana speaking on it? No. You wronged her. You got to go back. You got to go to therapy. Go back to therapy. You said you were in it, but it's not working. Need a new one. And you have to reflect that way. You don't reflect by going on Howie Mandel's podcast because he's going to hand you softball questions, because you are the friend of his business partner person, Kimmy Masturbator, whatever her name is, husband. And you guys are in the karaoke band together. And you guys want to travel around and be cool. No, you don't love her. This is what messes up people, and especially women, because guys will be like, well, but I do love you. No, you don't, because everything you've done and said shows me you don't love me. So no, I'm going to watch your actions. It's sick how you can just say, but I do love her. You don't, you don't love her. That's not how you treat anyone you love.
But we, for a while, had been sort of like just having our own lives. I mean, we have been together we're together for like 9 years. Obviously we built a business and, we got a house together and everything. We were a brand. And, many relationships, it felt like
also you're 49 and a half, Tom Sandy, but we have to make sure that you have a vocabulary where you can speak, not just using like every other word. Count the likes. Let's start counting the likes. We gave them 11 minutes into this. We gave them some grace, but now let's count some likes, you guys. Let's do a like count in the chat. Let's get it live. Let's see if we can make this happen. Let's count these likes, because he's going to say like a damn Valley girl. Like he's on Laguna Beach, a la Kristen Cavallari back in the day.
Like it became more of like a like best friends, family, sometimes roommates. Like it just was. There was a lot of ways where the relationship was just lacking. The intimacy, the connection. I mean, we would travel more like by ourselves than we would together. We would go to I would go to weddings by myself. In fact, I went to Jason and Kimmy's wedding by myself.
I didn't meet her. You went
she didn't want to go.
Oh, we're throwing her under the bus. She didn't want to go to Jason and Kimmy's. Oh, maybe Jason and Kimmy aren't fun. Did you ever think she was like, I don't want to go see you perform? Maybe this was one of those situations where another one of her dogs or grandmas were dying. And she was like, hey, I would like it if, you could stay home with me. And you said, no, I got to go to Jason's wedding. He's awesome. He's a bro. He's let me play Toto. I felt the rain down in Africa. Just throwing her right under the bus. She didn't even want to go to Jason and Kimmy's wedding. Howie Mandel, you're best friends. How about that? What a bitch. Oh,
And I mean, like, that's
Like-
normal. Like, you know, her
like-
manager at a wedding, I was like, you know, like, it just was kind of how it was. Like, we just sort of did our own thing. But we always wanted to make sure and keep the optics up that we were like a solid, powerful couple because it was part of our brand, you know?
And is that something that
it's a lot of likes. It's a lot of likes. No, we didn't. Daddy's disappointed. We did not. He did not. He did not. I think we even have more than 6 at this point. But Mary, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Thank you for counting, guys. Keep that like count up.
that you discussed with her? Like to say, hey,
Yeah,
listen,
I mean,
even though we're kind of at best like roommates and we love each other and we're really good friends, let's not share with the world that this is not the perfect relationship. Is that a discussion?
It's sort of, I mean, especially with being on a reality show where you feel like you got frenemies around you, you know, that want to try to dig up dirt about anything. We were very private in that sense because, you know, it's not like the safest of places. And so that was kind of sort of discussed, but it was kind of went unsaid. Like our communication was not
Okay,
great.
wait. So Howie's asking him if he verbalized this to Ariana, if this was an agreement they had. And he's like, it was an unsaid agreement. It was unsaid. Ariana knew. She knew I was going to just toss my wiener into other ladies. I mean, we went on vacations by ourselves. She didn't go to Jason Masturbator's wedding. I mean, if you don't go to Jason Masturbator's wedding, you're probably going to get cheated on. That's just how it goes, bro.
Great. And, you know, I feel like that's a fault on both of us, you know.
No, just you. Just you. After you humiliate your 9 to 10 year girlfriend by cheating with her best friend and carrying on a relationship. And not only her, it's one of her best friends, but also a coworker to her. You had sex with a coworker.
We also, you know, especially this past year or so, we've both been dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression and ways that.
Who are you to talk about her anxiety and depression? Do you see Ariana out there talking about, you know, he had a lot of problems. That ADD, he got addicted to stuff like karaoke, glorified karaoke, just singing songs. It was annoying. Oh my goodness. So he's going to start talking about her mental health. Sir, that is not your place. You talk about yours, but you don't talk about hers. It's like your private parts, you need consent. You can't touch my vagine unless I say, come on in. Come on over, baby. Then you can. Hey, boy, don't you know you can't talk about Ariana's mental health? You can talk about your own anxiety and depression, but it's really just a midlife crisis that you are going through.
Is that we handle it very differently. We're very different people. You know, my way of.
She is very capable, smart, articulate, successful, great hair. I'm a man child with a porn stash and a wandering wiener.
Handling it is like going out, meeting up with friends, drinking, like coming home late, like getting up, working out, like just constantly moving, leaving, going, doing things. And Ariana's way is more like staying in bed all day and like just, you know, isolating herself.
So he outs both of their mental health in his opinion. Okay. Then he says, my way of dealing with anxiety and depression is just forget it. Keep moving. Keep going. New, better, drunker, move, go. Adderall. Let's do it. Allegedly. These are all alleged. We don't know nothing. Okay. Entertainment purposes only. Her way is self-reflect alone in a bedroom. Feel it. Allow her body to feel it. Mine. Run, party, dance, stay out too late, be the oldest guy at the club. What? Have sex with her friend. So we're very different. You're already painting the picture that your way is the bad way, that you sound ridiculous.
And it just, man, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like we just sort of kept going apart. And I started to feel, I turned 40.
Interview over. He turned 40. It was a midlife crisis. Classic, cliche. Get the Corvette. Date the younger girl. Cheat. Blow up your life. Tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. I mean, you can't get more cliche than this move. I felt trapped. I felt like, old. You know, so I was like, I gotta find a new den. I gotta find a new dick den. I gotta get in a younger one, you know? It was hard. It was really, I wasn't hard. Sometimes I had a problem being hard. He's going to talk about his own sexual prowess and things we don't need to know.
And I started to look on my life and I started to think, man, like, wow, I guess, you know, like I accepted it, by the way, I accepted it. Like, I was like, okay, like, you know, Ken and Lisa, they probably don't have sex all the time. Like, this is probably how it is. Like, you know, you get in a relationship, like for a long time, you just stop having sex. This is one of the things that happens. I hear it all the time. So I accepted it. You know, I got porn, I got whatever. I can just go crack one off in the bathroom, you know, like be done with it. But there were so.
No. We might need a part 2 for this. Okay. Tom Sandoval. So mental health, obviously. Okay. That can play a part and have negative, be a negative influence on your sex drive. You know, some antidepressant medications, don't know if they're on any, don't know what's going on there. Some of them can make you fat and not horny. They're like, hey, but you won't want to take yourself out of the world, but you're going to be chubby and you don't want any intercourses, you know. They got to work on that. But obviously you already said, okay, you're both dealing with mental health things. So yeah, you're probably not going to be banging it out. You've also been together 9 years, but you can still have a healthy sex life, but you have to talk about it. And you have to both be clear on like how much sex is good for you. And then how much sex is good for you. And then can we find a happy medium where we're both having sex and maybe we need to go other places to have sex. Maybe we need to get a Honda, you know, what are those? Not a CRV. I have that. That is more of a mom car. Maybe you got to get, trying to think, not a Dodge Caravan, still mom cars. I'm only thinking in terms of mom mobiles, even though I'm not a mother. Maybe you have to get some kind of car from your past. Okay. I don't know. A Chevy Cavalier. Maybe back in the day, he looks like the type of guy that would have had a Chevy Cavalier. Get a Chevy Cavalier, a cheap one, and bang it out in the back and pretend you're teenagers again. Maybe that's what you got to do to save it. But also, why the emphasis on sex? Sex is important in a relationship, obviously. But that's the first thing he goes to. She wasn't having sex with me enough. We weren't having sex. My wiener was neglected. Now, I could have went to her, talked to her. We could have worked on it. You know, she's attractive. I know I'm attractive. I shaved my forehead. Okay. That could have happened. But I just thought, you know what? I'm implying it, but she's not picking up what I'm throwing down. So I'm just going to head over to Rachel Raquel because she's about it. Because she's 28. You know how them 28 chicks be, right, Howie? And Howie's like, yeah, I do. And then he even grosses it up with saying, you know, but I thought, Ken and Lisa, she's your boss. Why are you talking? Okay, weird. All right. And, you know, I could just go bang it out. I got porn. Sir, you need to get a job that actually pays your bills so you don't have to take out the equity in your home. Because you know what dries up a lady more? Well, nothing. You know why you weren't having sex? Because you took equity out of your home for your bar in a strip mall. And I will tell you, women, whether you're married or dating, are not going to open the gates of heaven to a man who is ruining her future fiscally. I don't blame Ariana. That's dumb. What you're doing is not sexy. Taking money out of her future, and she supports you and loves you and she wants you to do well and she has to believe in you because you're probably hella fragile and you probably go cry in the corner or shave, you know, your chest out in the front lawn, having a moment, a mental health crisis, a midlife crisis, if she tells you the truth. But there's nothing more unsexy than a guy who just doesn't get it together, who's just still trying to live like he's 22 when he's 52. And she's supporting you, and you're like, I want to be a part of your book. And she's like, it's my book, Tom. But I want to be a part of it too. I make drinks good. I'm good at drinks. And then she lets you be a part of the book. And then you got to open this bar. You got 5% of Lisa's bar. Then you got to open your own strip mall bar, which everyone says, okay, maybe not the best business decision, but you do it anyways because you really just want a place to hang out with your friends and smell things. And you can see Howie and Howie's daughter are like, oh, okay, Well, we're trying to help you, buddy, but you're really not helping yourself here with that whole, I could just crack one off. I just go in one of our bathrooms of our big farmhouse mansion in LA and I got pornhub.org.com. I get it.
There were so many other perks, you know, the building of the brand, the everything, you know, the image of it all, like the, you know,
So then he just says, even though we weren't having sex, there were so many perks. The building of the brand, the image of it. How about being with the person that you love and care about and your partner that you said and are going to say you plan to be with for your whole life? So it's all about brand, image, money. It's all about the Benjamins, as the kids in the 90s used to say.
we did have each other's backs for sure. Like, and that was nice. There was a safety to it, a big time.
Wow, that's sexy. No wonder you weren't doing it. You're like, you know what I like most about you, Ariana? You're safe. You're safe. You're reliable. You're like Firestone tires. You know, you got a good rating. And I know that you're not going anywhere. You're not going to ruin on me. You're good. You're good, sweetie.
Time safety to it and stability.
You're stable. Stability is, I mean, it is pretty sexy, but not the way he's describing it.
That was all really great. But as I turned 40, I started to look at my life and it looked very bleak. I started to think my best years were behind.
I can't anymore. I'm just going to go home. I am home. I'm going to go to someone else's home. I'm looking at my life, thinking my best years are behind me. Bro, calm down. Calm down. Melodrama much. Start writing poetry. I don't know. Start a journal. Start a gratitude journal. Smoke a little herb. Start thinking my best. They are. It's just, look at you. You're on a reality show. You're making money for just existing and drinking. You should be so damn grateful. So damn grateful. You're in America. We're giving you attention. My best years are behind. What did you, when you did have the best years, what'd you do with them? You lived in an apartment where the microwave would turn off when you turned on the air. You shaved your forehead. You dated Kristen. You guys cheated on each other. I mean, what did you really do? You changed hair a lot. You went to Vegas to get syphilis with Jax, allegedly. Those were the best years? I mean, if you think those are the best years, God love you, sir, but this is a midlife crisis.
Behind me, and I started to lose my optimism in life and my drive. And I started to coming to terms that, like, I started to feel trapped. And I was like, I started to come to the real.
I know I'm not supposed to laugh. It's like what you would. Okay, I'm gonna start crying. It's what you would expect to hear on like a documentary where it's serious, you know? Like I watched Shania Twain's documentary and she actually went through some hard shit in her life. And when she was describing it, it was like, it wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing, but it was like, you should feel that way. But when he's, when he's talking that he went through something, oh my God, that like he's been through war, like 9/11. Bro, you were just in LA trying to be a Mactor. Okay, it might be too late for the Macting. Oh my God, we got to rewind that a little bit. It's so dramatic. It's so dramatic.
I think my best years were behind me, and I started to lose my optimism in life and my drive. And I started to coming to terms that, like, I started to feel trapped, and I was
trapped on that Lisa Vanderpump show. All these people. Oh my God.
Like I started to come to the realization that I started thinking, like, I don't need this house. I don't need this shit. Like
I don't need this. All I need is some Incubus covers. All I need is to sing Incubus. Pardon me while I burst into flames. All I need is to be Brandon Boyd on stage. All I need to do is sing, and I would walk 500 miles with the accent. That's all I need, bro. I don't need this big house. I just need karaoke. Shirtless karaoke with eyeliner. Fuck yeah, America.
But I feel like I need to make a change.
Well, change away, sir. Pay the bills. Pay back the equity in the home. Pay your mom back. Pay your mom back all the money you owe her that she took out of her retirement for your strip mall bar, which was very nice. I went to it. It was very nice. Yeah, very kitschy. Loved it. But there's lots of things you could change. You could even go to Ariana and be like, you know what? I don't think this is working. I love you. You're a good person, but you deserve better. I'm just going through something and I think I need to change. But you know what? He was too weak to do that. So he had to wait until he found another younger version that he could obsess over and then carry that on. But keep Ariana, because you'll hear him shortly be like, but then she got kind of better. And she was like kind of hot again. And I was like, fudge. What am I going to do? I still kind of want to bang her. I'm so confused. I'm conflicted, bro. Like, God, it's like, then, Ariana's like on my case, like my mom. She's like, bro, pay your mom back. And I'm like, calm down. Trying to make my bar work in the strip mall. Damn, get off me. And she's like always on me, like, brush your teeth. Did you floss today, Tom? And I'd be like, because I had like 2 cavities last time we went to the dentist. We have like a dental plan because we're like freaking married, but we're not. And then she was like, have you inseminated my eggs yet? And I was like, oh, calm down, lady. Jeez, like I'm just making some scrambled eggs. I'm not here to like inseminate yours. Fuck, she's just like all over me. So it's just like, so much.
Like, I really need to make a change to feel.
Like, I really need to make a change. Feel like a man. I want to feel like a man again, or ever once in my life. I want to feel like a man. Okay, I want to feel like Jax. Yeah. God.
Alive again.
He said he wants to feel alive again. I mean, you guys. And Paige, he did say that. Isn't these are the best days of our lives? You're taking that song way too literally, Tom Sandoval. Way too literally. Calm your boner. All right. These are not the best days of your life. It's okay. I mean, what do you want? What do you want? You got enough. You've made a lot of money, but yet you're still borrowing from your mommy. How much this show's got to pay? This show has got to pay. Thank you, Shannon Van, for the super chat. I've been watching Joleen for 3 years, and in those years, she has made me laugh, cry countless times. Today was the first time I've seen you laugh, cry. I have to think. I mean, this is like a comedy. It really is. It's like a dramedy. This is a dark-ass comedy. There's no other way to explain it. This is satire. This has to be fake. There's not a grown 62-year-old man like Tom Sandoval who really exists in the world. I mean, it's all cliche. We're middle-aged and we're having our midlife crisis here, but he's serious. He's seriously giving this interview like, so hard. I felt trapped in fame and money and not having to have any talent, but still getting paid. I felt trapped with like this hot girlfriend named Ariana who was super smart and would get me out of fighting with women. It was like so annoying. I wanted to just like scream at women, but as a cis male, I just can't yell at women. And Ariana would be like, hey, Tom, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, God, you don't know what it's like to be cis.
The new thing is that, as a cis male,
Did you say cyst?
raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
I can't yell at women. Do you ever have that, Howie, where you just I want to live my best life. I want to be able to yell at women. Get in fights like gay men can and women. Ugh, sucks.
To feel like, motivated, to feel optimistic again. And I could tell too when I started to feel this way because Ariana was like trying to plan trips and things for us. And I started thinking like,
oh my God, what a bitch. She's trying to plan trips for you as a couple? God, what a dumb hoe. I would have cheated on her ass too. Ugh, selfish.
I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to.
Schwartz had said too that you had tried to break up with her a number of times and it wouldn't happen, or that at least you told him that's what you were trying to do, that you tried to break up with her multiple times and that you weren't able to.
So when this whole Raquel thing came along, I was in a very dark place in my life.
Yeah, I felt trapped. With a hot girlfriend who loved me and planned trips with me. What a dumb bitch.
It just happened at like the worst. I don't know, in a way now, like maybe hopefully I can look back, maybe best time ever, but like the worst.
What, sir? The what? Oh, no.
Time ever. Because, I was in such a place just yearning for like a connection. And
it sounds like you had one, but you just need to work on it because you got into a rut. Maybe you took each other for granted. Maybe you took her for granted. Maybe she took you for granted, but you could have worked on it. You got in a rut because you wanted younger, new vagina. You wanted new ussy. Men your age tend to do that. They lose a little bit of hair and they're like, I can't Rogaine it away. I must find younger, different woman vagina, But if you're an evolved human, you can probably work through that or find some outside of the friend and coworker group. It sucks to get cheated on, but I'll tell you, it is way better to get cheated on with someone you don't know than a friend. Okay.
Raquel and I had become,
Don't say Raquel and I.
slowly, especially after her and James broke up, like really, really good friends.
Yuck. You're not friends. You were just waiting to fuck. There's a difference.
Like confiding in each other, a source of like strength.
Is that what we call it these days? Confiding in each other?
The source of like, like
next they're gonna say they found God together. That's gonna happen next. They're gonna be born again. They're gonna born again.
Too, let me tell you something as well.
He's not finishing sentences.
Is that like when you're in a relationship where you don't have a connection and you're very different people.
You don't have a connection? Sorry, you've been together for almost 10 years. You don't have a connection? Whatever. I remember when you met Ariana. Oh, it's all about Ariana. It's all about the Benjamins. Oh, Ariana's great. Look at Ariana. Ariana's the best. Ariana's great. Love Ariana. I'm obsessed with Ariana. Just want to be around Ariana. Ariana. Then you got bored with her. So there's still a connection there. You just want a new toy. You look at her as like a sex object and you don't respect the woman she is, and you don't respect her opinion, and you don't respect her assertiveness. You're just like, God, I wish you just wanted to bang, and you stayed 30, preferably 27 forever. Unfortunately, dude, women get older. Gross. Yuck. Ew. Do you know that like as they get older, like their boobs they like hang a little bit lower. Ooh, fucking bitches.
From people, and like we go somewhere and she goes off with her friends, I go off with my friends, and
grow up. Can we get a grow up here? Why didn't you follow her? If that pattern is starting and you don't like it, go, hey, honey, I want to be with you. Or maybe get better friends. Do you ever think your friends suck? Do you ever think that? Maybe she's like, ew, gross. I can't just hang out with you and Schwartz while you're tripping balls talking about a strip mall bar and taking from your mom's retirement. I want to have some like real lasting friendships.
And whatever. There started to build resentment in the relationship. My confidence was zapped. I mean,
no, model actor, it was not.
My sexual like
oh, this part. So now he's like, so it's her fault. This woman, this horrible woman, she zapped my confidence. God, I couldn't even get my dick hard. Usually I would just look in the mirror and be like, you got it, Sandy butt. And then boom. And now I'd be like, I start crying instead of ejaculating. It's just very different liquids, bro. Okay, we gotta listen to this, you guys. It's ridiculous.
There started to build resentment in the relationship. My confidence was zapped. I mean, my sexual your sexual experience would be equivalent to like, a 19-year-old, maybe his second time. You know what I mean? Like I had.
What? I'm sorry. I just died. How is this relevant? So are you saying that your resentment for Ariana and her not touching your pee-pee enough, but scheduling you vacations you didn't want to go on, and her going off with her friends and you going off with yours, caused you to have low self-esteem and not good self-worth? And now you just have the sexual prowess of a 19-year-old in their second time.
Your sexual experience would be equivalent.
All this dude thinks about is his wiener. It would be equivalent to okay, let's say it's like your second time and so your first time you're like dry humping, or whatever, and then you something happens in your pants and you're like, I finished, and she's like, what? We weren't even kissing. I just touched your shoulder. Yeah, well, don't be such a slut next time. And then you leave, you know how you do that. And this is like that. It's like, Raquel would walk by me in, she's like 7 feet tall in her, giraffe legs. And I would just ejaculate. And it was so embarrassing. And it's Ariana's fault. She's such a bitch because she doesn't touch my wiener.
Equivalent to like, a 19-year-old, maybe his second time. You know what I mean? Like I had no mojo, no game anymore. And I'm just saying,
you shouldn't have game. You're in a relationship. The only game you should have is for Ariana. Why don't you work on that? Why don't you work on being a man she wants to fuck? Why don't you work on being a man that she wants to invite into the kingdom of hell and heaven? Why don't you work on that? why is it up to her to, oh God, oh my God. Tragic and fragile.
Like, you know, a 19-year-old, maybe his second time. You know what I mean? Like I had no mojo, no game anymore. And I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. I don't know, whatever. But what I'm saying is
I had no mojo. I could barely like cheat on Ariana anymore. It was so hard. I had all my best cardigans on. They were crisp as fuck. Okay. They were like crispy. And I would be crying over like a dead dog or a dead grandma or something. I don't know. Someone was always dying. And it was such a boner kill. And I was like, you know, at the club, like you can find me at the club, you know, just like doing my thing. And these chicks would come up and I couldn't spit game. And I was like, wake up, little Sandy, wake up. And he wouldn't wake up. Or he would squirt too soon. It was just, it was so hard. Man, Ariana's such a bitch.
saying is that was what I was felt like reduced to in a sense. And I'm not saying like that's just her fault or whatever. We just didn't have the intimacy. It was.
You are saying that's her fault. You are in fact saying that. Because there's no relevancy. Why are you talking about this? The game you have, your game should exist for your girlfriend. And then spitting game or whatever you think that is, middle-aged man, should happen once you're single, not when you think you alluded and gave the vibe that you wanted to break up, but you weren't sure because you didn't quite say it, but you kind of said it. So you thought she was catching what you were throwing down, but your pants were wet from pre-ejaculation. Why are we hearing about you being able to spit game? And why is that Ariana's problem?
It was,
and that happens in a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Howie, shut up, Howie. You don't know what he's talking about. There is no way, if you still got this wife that's the mother of this woman, what are you talking about? No, what he said didn't make sense. Don't try to make it make sense, but he's going to.
But to answer Jackie's question, because that's the little bit I know about it, is that Tom said last night that, so you, and I think that it's incredibly commendable that you are sharing this even publicly, and not only for you, and not only for whatever the situation is, but I think, I don't know how much you know about me, but my soapbox is mental health. You know,
I thought he was going to start talking about, y'all know how much you know about me, but I also can't spit game while married to other chicks. It's very difficult. I have this thing, I think it's guilt, and it's freaking hard to like, you know, get it in. Thank you, husband. With other chicks when you got a whole ball of chain at home. It's like, did you take out the recycling? I don't know. Did you touch this dick? This is ridiculous. So Howie now is going to take that word salad, sex, vomit bullshit and make it about mental health. How we know.
And I think that we have to remove the stigma about saying that.
He's not talking about a stigma, talking about his mental health. He's talking about his dick stigma. He's talking about being dickmatized to Rachel Raquel.
We have issues in life. And no, everybody's really happy to tell, you know, I got a bad back and I go to a chiropractor, or I need a root canal, but people.
Everything he's saying is right on. Remove the stigma of mental health. This isn't about mental health. It's about his dick and his ego. And him just wanting a new toy and treating Ariana like she's the old toy. She's not fun no more. Oh, but she was fun. Because you'll hear him talk and he'll go, but then she got kind of better. Like I was talking about, he's kind of better. And then I like, you know, I wanted to do it with her and Rachel Raquel. It was so hard to decide. Why do we have to pick one vagina? It's fucking dumb, dude.
People don't talk about depression. People don't talk about openly. They don't talk about depression. They don't talk about, you know, issues in their relationship. So the fact that you're doing that is so commendable. And
he's not doing that. He's talking about he couldn't get a rager in the cager for random chicks when he tried to have sex outside of his relationship. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about his brain health. He mentioned that like an hour ago, like 2 dick stories ago. He was telling us about she had mental health, I had mental health, but now he's like, my dick didn't work the same. I just didn't have no game. I was like a 19-year-old and their second time ever doing it. Oh my God. I just had to hide my boner in my pants, you know, whatever this thing is called, you know, the waistband. It was so embarrassing.
And I nothing but respect.
This is outlandish. This is redunculous. The fact that Howie took the dick talk and made it about mental health. Comedians are amazing.
For you. But to answer Jackie's question, so this is going on.
Yes.
This is your experience. Are you sharing with her that you are trying to?
Of course not. Of course not, Howie. He's not sharing anything. He's just sharing his wiener with women that aren't Ariana.
Take your relationship in a different direction or end it?
I definitely started pulling away.
You immature piece of shit. You pulled away? Talk about zero emotional intelligence or maturity. When something like this is going on, I'm going to punish her. I'm going to pull away. I'm going to pull away. I'm going to pull myself away. I know she's trying to plan vacations for us and trips, but then I pulled myself. I took my cardigans, I picked up my toys, and I went to my corner and I said, you can't play with me no more. I'm pulling away. But I didn't say it, but I did it. I moved away from her. So she had to guess, like, is he okay? Are we okay? So I just left her feeling insecure. Yeah. So to answer your question, I did.
And I don't want to say negative things about Ariana, but she.
And he says, I don't want to say negative things about Ariana. He's about to say a whole hell of a lot of negative shit about Ariana. And with that, you guys, I hate to do this to you, but I have to hop to another live that I have, but I'm going to come back. Okay. I'm going to come back either later on this evening. Actually, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I will come back tomorrow before the episode airs and we'll go over the rest of this. And then I'll do a recap of the episode. I actually have a guest coming on a Thursday to join for a little episode recap. So I'll come back tomorrow. Let's say meet me back here at about 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. And we're going to get into, we've only gotten 20 minutes into this. All right. And it's a little over an hour. We'll get into the rest. And Tom Sandy Butt saying, I don't want to say bad things about Ariana. And then he says a whole lot of bad shit about Ariana. But in the meantime, the in-between time, if you need your fix and want to get a little laughy poo or find out what Auntie Joleen is thinking about this Bravo stuff, you can follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram and the TikTok, and also at married2 Bravo on Instagram, where I post a lot of Bravo content I don't post on YouTube. Quicker, shorter, crazier over there. And I think we're almost to 10,000 followers on married2 Bravo and a little over 5, I think, on at Joleen Lunzer. So check me out on Instagram there and also the TikTok. Again, smash that like, comment. I didn't get to a lot of your comments. I apologize. But let me know in the comment section what you think so far of what we just looked at. I want to hear from you guys. Welcome to all my new members who joined the Lean Team or the YouTube Besties tier. Shout out to my new Patreon supporters. I updated the tiers on Patreon as well. Thank you for the super chats. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here with me at this time of Scandoval need. And I will be back tomorrow with more breaking down this horrendous interview. All right, you guys, remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
Like, I accepted it, by the way. I accepted it. Like, I was like, okay, like, you know, Ken and Lisa, they probably don't have sex all the time. Like, this is probably how it is. Like, you know, you get in a relationship, like, for a long time, you just stop having sex. It's just one of the things that happens. I hear it all the time. So I accepted it, you know. I got porn, I got whatever. I can just go crack one off in the bathroom, you know? Like, right. Be done with it. But...
Like, he's 40. He's 40 years old, everybody.
He's such a loser.